This is quite possibly the worst RC car I currently own. We've got the brand new LD1299 from LDRC. Now, I've got nothing against LDRC. Love some of their other rigs. I've got the Unimog, which in my opinion is an awesome bit of kit. One of the few rigs that actually has decent leaf spring suspension. I've also got two of their drift cars, which in my opinion are some of the best cheap RC drift cars you can get. You know, fully proportional, and you can pick these up for like $40. Super cheap. Awesome bargain. But this new LD1299 is just a bit of a letdown, to be honest. Let's check this thing out. So it's basically a 1/14 scale. It's a Range Rover Aurora, I think they call it in like China, whereas over here in the UK it'd be like an Evoque. It is actually a really nice looking hard body. I got no complaints with the actual body or anything like that itself. You know, it's really nicely put together. The interior, it's got a full interior in there, which is just fantastic. I'll get some close-ups of that in a minute. You know, so looks wise, you know, really, really nice, but it's the performance that lets it down, to be honest. It's got IFS on the front, it's got a straight axle on the rear with shocks and springs, which aren't oil filled, so it is a little bit bouncy. There's a 4-link suspension on the rear. It's got a 280 size motor. It's obviously an all-in-one ESC and receiver. It actually comes with a new style transmitter, which is different to their old style, which were quite kind of like weird looking transmitters. Comes with a 500 milliamp hour, a 7.4 volt Li-ion battery. And you get your 2 amp USB charger as well. It's a nice little kind of like thought through rig, and it looks really, really nice. But as you'll see from the running footage, I've already ran it, and it's the performance that lets it down. I mean, I don't know if they're classing this as a crawler. I mean, you know, they list it as like 4-wheel drive. It's got like metal gears. So it's listed as if it's like going to be a nice little crawler, but it just can't crawl. You know, that's the thing that's the disappointment for me, and why I just don't know what to do with it. If you just wanted to maybe get it to tow your drift car or something, or you wanted to drive it around with your Tamiya trucks on like a flat surface, then, you know, this thing could be really cool if you're just looking for literally an RC car to drive around on a flat surface. But the minute you come up against an obstacle, it's not going to do much. The wheels and tyres, obviously just plastic wheels. They are rubber tyres, but, you know, they're not very grippy. There's no foams, and they're not glued on. So, you know, you could change the tyres if you wanted to. But let's chuck the battery in there, get it powered on. I'll just quickly talk you through some of the functionality. We'll check out the steering servo and stuff like that. And then we'll get to the running footage so you can see what this thing actually performs like. Chuck your battery in the battery compartment in the back. And then just basically just push it shut. The power switch is just underneath here, so just turn it on. Turn on your transmitter with the switch by here. So steering, you know, steering servo is not too bad, to be honest. You know, it's plenty responsive, you know, it's not a bad steering servo. The actual transmitter, you can cycle through like short presses and long presses. So for that button A, basically a short press just switches between the 2 different throttle rates. And if you do a long press, it switches between forward brake reverse and forward reverse. Channel B is to basically switch between lesser or greater steering angle. So like up to your maximum 45-degree steering angle. And then button C is to do your headlights. So basically a short press just turns your headlights on and off, or a long press gives them basically a double flash. So if you press channel C, you get your headlights come on. Now, another thing that I'm not so fussed about in this thing is it's a really, really loud motor. I mean, listen to this. It sounds like a ship leaving dock. It's like, you know, you can see, you know, how bouncy that suspension is. You know, front's not too bad, but yeah, rear is like proper bouncy. It's a shame none of the doors or the bonnet or the boot open or anything like that, because, you know, that would have given it kind of another element of kind of like cool scaleness to it. If you could actually open the doors, get a driver in there, maybe open the bonnet and see like engine details. You know, if you could open the boot and stuff, you know, that'd be really, really cool. But yeah, you can't. Okay, right on the trail, let's give this thing a little run. We'll try it on the first throttle rate first of all, and then we'll try the second throttle rate. That was the lower throttle rate, you know, the first throttle rate, you know, still got plenty of wheel speed in it, but if we set it to the second throttle rate and see what that's like. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit quicker on the second throttle rate. You know, there's not a massive amount between it, but, you know, yeah, definitely a bit quicker.
That's me full throttle and we're stuck and it's not doing a lot. Yeah, it doesn't like obstacles. Yeah, this is definitely not a crawler. This is the type of thing you just want to use inside somewhere on concrete or something, to be honest. I mean, like, look. That is rubbish. I mean, yeah. That's, that is me. If you can see the throttle, look. Full throttle. Yeah. There might be a short review. Drive it in your house or in the street and don't take it off-road. Let's try a couple more obstacles, but yeah, this isn't looking very promising, is it? If you've just got like a flat surface, if you want to drive it around, then, you know, yeah, great, you know. Does the job. I think this is the best obstacles made ever so far. For a laugh, let's just try the bank challenge. We're back in the low range throttle. Are you laughing? I'm not sure I am. Oh dear me, that's hysterical. I'm not going to waste any more of my time or your time, to be honest. I mean, this is worse than a WPL. You know, the drift cars are really cool. The Unimog is a million times better than this that they do. I just don't see what the purpose of this car is other than just to be an RC car. So I guess if you're looking for this as just an RC car to drive around or just as a kid's toy, then, you know, yeah, it's good. But otherwise, it's basically useless and just looks kind of nice. So yeah, that's pretty much my review. Bit kind of pointless. Hope you enjoyed that very short review. Drop me a comment if you got any questions. Thanks for watching and we will see you on the next one.